Happy Monday, Be Social TV. Let's chat today about business simplicity, bringing back the fun, simplifying things, getting more results, specifically today through parties, online events, socials, challenges, whatever you want to call them. We're going to talk about that today. It is Labor Day 2022 here in the US. It is 10:05-ish in the morning. And if you are here, please say hey and let me know where you are tuning in from. Are you watching this inside of our social sales school for the woman entrepreneur, our Facebook group community? Are you over on my business page, Cathy Callahan on Facebook, or are you watching on YouTube? Subscribe if you are and head over to the Facebook community so you don't miss out on anything. So for Be Social TV, I'm super chill today. I had my coffee. Kids are gone. I've actually been up since 7 without reason. And I committed to relaxing today and, of course, getting some work done. So before we talk about parties, what's in your cup? I am just loving my Polar Express. I had my mushroom coffee. I had my mushroom coffee with my turmeric and I put it in with regular coffee pod. It's incredible. Been drinking some water. I've got my comfy robe on. If you guys came to my house back in July, you might own one of these spa robes too. Okay. And it's the best thing ever. So I actually had a friend come over yesterday. Did you see the post? Yesterday, I had a friend make the trip to my little humble town of 600 people. Carla Wersick made the trip, and I'm going to share a bit about what's on that board back there. Not the top part. The top part's from a previous challenge. The bottom part is from what we planned for you guys last night. And we were talking about parties, and we were talking about virtual events, parties, whatever word you want to call them, and how we tend to get away from what's working because maybe we get bored or maybe we doubt ourselves. Like, do people really want to party? And then we go back to the basics. And I shared with you guys that I have something exciting in the works for you. And I had tabled the virtual party challenge. So if you've been with me for a minute, let me know if you've ever been through a virtual party challenge. That was, gosh, since July 27th, 2022, or 2020, excuse me, we did the virtual party challenge. It was a 5-day training. Then we dropped it down to a 3-day training. Last October was our last big virtual party challenge, October 2021. And we did a holiday edition. We all dressed up and did a Halloween party. Who was there? Who was at the Halloween party last year, right? And then we moved into kind of higher level training. And I think I started to do what we all do. I'm like, it's too simple. We have to make the message bigger and grander. And it does go beyond just the basic party. That's why we teach our full program, right? That's why we go on beyond just the basic concept. There's a whole lot of moving parts behind it. There's a whole lot of things you have to partner with personal development and mindset and really scaling your business and automation. But Carla and I were sitting on my floor yesterday chatting, and I'm like, okay, I put this together in a course. I put the whole party content into a course. You can go to our store and purchase it whenever you want. It now has a free 1-hour webinar you can watch, 8 weeks of group coaching. And I was like, that's good, right? We're good. But when we were trying to decide our next event, I'm like, I think we need to bring back the virtual party live challenge with an edit. So get ready. I'm going to tell you what's coming in October. And then I'm just going to talk about why I still use parties, why I still party online, why it is still just the most simple, fun, and effective, which were my 3 words from the beginning that I started doing parties. Way to grow my business, to keep control of my schedule, to feel like I have joy in my business, to be able to deliver joy to others, and to have a schedule and to not get distracted. So before I do that, let me just share with you a few things that I'm working on that are just some things that I'm loving doing. Amazon shipped myself in one day something that is incredible, the Sunrise Manifesto. go get yourself this book. We are working a lot in impact and action takers this month on time audits. Like, where does your time go? And this is going to tie into parties. Why I love them so much as a business, sales, strategy, whatever you call them. By the way, I get to train for my network marketing company for the whole company conference on virtual parties this coming Sunday in Orlando at our company conference. Parties are a big deal. People are still trying to figure them out. It is still a strategy that just makes sense. Okay, but so as I've been trying to stay focused and simplify, I found this book called the Sunrise Manifesto. Let me give you a couple things to do this morning if you are joining me on this Labor Day before we jump into why parties work and the new virtual party challenge that's coming to you October 11th through the 15th. Okay, number one, in this little daily manifesto, Sunrise Manifesto journal that I got, there are some pillars or core tenets that they shared. And this validated for me why I am still focusing on parties. Number one, you must have a life that balances the opposing forces of gratitude and ambition and productivity versus mindfulness. This is a life well lived. Balance of gratitude and ambition, balance of productivity and mindfulness. Number two, and y'all can go buy your own journal and read all this. Number two, productivity is not an ultimate goal, but it's a means to an end. By consistently ensuring that actions align, you guys, this is the key underlined, that your actions align with your highest priorities and values. Are your actions aligning with your highest priorities and values? By doing this, we ensure progression toward the goal and a relaxed mind. This is powerful. We're talking parties today, but this is why I'm like, go back to the simple. It was the most purposeful thing that I did that completely aligned with my values, that made it fun, and I was action oriented, but also relaxed. This is why I love parties. Number three, activity does not guarantee progress. What? Activity does not guarantee progress. And running hurriedly from task to task is a surefire way to lose perspective on important goals. This is called squirrel, busy, not sure what I'm doing. Focus. This is why I loved my party system. It was the most simple, focused thing, partnered activity with purposeful action. Focus on a few important tasks each week to add up to massive progress over time. It's not just staying busy to stay busy. It's having purposeful goals with an action plan that aligns, remember, ignite your impact, with your values. Number four, our minds are not wired simply for storing information. By exporting loose thoughts and other mind clutter, we free up our creative forces to focus on problem solving and new idea creation. And number five, much of the anxiety we experience stems from unorganized thoughts and feelings. By regularly washing our minds out of clutter, we're able to focus on the few important things that matter. Now, how does this all tie into parties? Because when I was teaching parties as my base system, we stayed focused. We made sure it was in alignment. We did it unapologetically. It was very rinse and repeat. This was the most peaceful time ever in my business. Then we learn other strategies. And if you don't know where it's tying in, it creates confusion. People don't understand where it all aligns in the process. And when Carla and I were sitting here yesterday talking about, I don't care what you call them, online events, virtual parties, socials, soirees, challenges, the base premise of everything we do is founded on that strategy. Then you understand where everything you're doing fits in. And if it doesn't fit into that, you don't need to do it. So if you're creating a lead magnet, or if you're doing a reel, or if you're doing an email sequence or project broadcast, how does it all fit into the system? And so we started with this little basic party course that went into our evergreen party, that went into our full program, but everything has to have a place, like it has to fit. So as I take you through these core things, here's the things you guys can do. It's so simple. Buy the journal if you want to, but every single day, You guys can type this in the comments below, and then I promise I'll talk more about parties. I can't not share with you what's happening every single day for me, that it's like everything keeps falling into place. It all connects. I'm like, ding, ding, ding. Number one, write down 3 things you're grateful for. Y'all can comment in the comments below. To help guide you, we do 3 things of gratitude in our DMS all the time. But I liked this. 3 things you're grateful for. Here's 3 ideas. Number 1, list something you earned or were given. Something you earned or were given. What is something right now that you're grateful for that you're earned or you were given? And I put my team leader role in my new network marketing company. I'm very, very, very thankful to have a leadership role leading hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of women. And I'm humble about it. I'm like, I don't deserve this. Like when you have people that you're leading, whew, that's a lot of pressure. And I'm like, they must believe in me, right? I am so thankful for that. Number 2, things you're grateful for. Who's a person or a relationship that you guys are grateful for? Comment below with me, y'all. Anna says she's thankful for senior stylist rank for the 2nd time. This is Be Social TV, Be Social. Number 2, what is something, a person or relationship that you're thankful for? I said my dad for always being there. So number 2, what's a person or relationship? And number 3, something simple, something very simple that you're grateful for. Mine today was my Mushroom Boost Brew Gold Coffee because it's warm, it's clean, it's energizing, and it's clarifying to my brain. So don't overthink that. Okay, the other part of gratitude, or those are your gratitude part. The next thing it says is, what is something from yesterday that makes you smile when you think about it? So Be Social TV. What is something from yesterday that makes you smile when you think about it? And I put Carla coming to visit and meeting for the first time. Daily Manifesto in this little Sunrise Manifesto. What is something that could have made yesterday better? Okay. Oh, same. What is something that could have made yesterday better? I put going to church. I did skip church yesterday, but they didn't have me on the schedule. I confirmed I was not on the kids' schedule. I didn't just skip it, but I didn't listen online, and I could have. And honestly, when I started to write this, I literally said this to myself. What else could I say instead of that? I was like trying to remember, do the tight butt syndrome, like change my heart answer. And I literally said out loud, this is my journal. I can say whatever I want. Like, duh. If that's the first thing that came to my head, write it down. Don't overthink what's coming out. Like, this is not for somebody to grade your paper. I'm sharing my answers. You don't have to. If you are sharing your answers, I'm sharing your answers. Amy did a living room makeover today. She's furniture shopping. If she would have planned a sleepover, right? I asked Carla, I'm like, so are you staying tonight? She laughed and she's like, no. I'm like, I didn't know. Jacinda said her family, oh yeah, that would make it better. And happy birthday, Jacinda. Yesterday was Jacinda's birthday, our ambassador inside of this group, and one of our ambassadors. And today is Sarah Brown's birthday, our ambassador inside of virtual parties and VIP. Okay, we're almost done. And then I will talk about this party stuff. This was just too good not to share on Be Social TV. Do you agree? Do you like this randomness? It's my show. I'll do whatever I want. Today will be successful if I'm able to blank. So fill this in. Think about today, the day you're listening to this video. I want you to think about attitude, accomplishment, joy, service, and gratitude. What will make today a success for you? Okay? What will make today a success for you? Today will be a success if I'm able to blank. Think attitude, accomplishment, joy, service, and gratitude. Fill that in. I put today would be a success if I'm able to stay focused, balancing productivity with mindfulness and gratitude with ambition, which was one of the core pillars or core, they call it something else. Whatever they call them. Whatever they call this in the beginning, core tenets. They call it core tenets. Okay, last, you guys, if today you could only complete 3 tasks, what would they be? If I could only complete 3 tasks today, what would they be? And this is just the one little pager that they have you do each day, 5 to 10 minutes. I like it. I put to get these team cups done. I'll show them to you. We got all these cups for my team, for my network marketing team, and I got the different cups I showed you on one of my personal lives, and I got all different colors, and they need to be cricketed, however you say that word. And I think this one was the most popular. Everybody loved this one. I'm not sure if that'll be able to be cricketed. Okay, so we need to get those done. That would be really, I would be like, yes, got those cups done today. Number 2, I said today would be complete if I wrote Evan a letter about feelings. What? I know, it's just what came to my head. I was listening to a book on Audible this morning, and I just had a lot of aha moments about my son and feelings and denial and all the stages. And I was like, and we communicate best in writing, my oldest son and I. So that would be a task I want to complete today. And then number 3, I would be wanting to go live in social sales school about parties, which I'm getting there, or go live or finish up some posting in my party group. So I kind of have 4. And then, so share tasks that you would feel would be your top 3 tasks that you would like to complete today. And I had a big list of stuff, so I had to pick my top. And then last, it's called a brain dump in my mind, but they said mind clutter. Each day, just take a few moments to write down any thoughts, big ideas, or feelings that are bouncing around in your head. Get them out of your head and onto paper, and this will allow you to achieve stress-free productivity throughout the day. So you guys can just write whatever you want. But I said, I feel like I'm figuring out so many things all at once and learning so much. I'm trying to figure out where to store this and what to use now. And when I think about that, that's why when I talked to you about this virtual party challenge, we're only going to focus on one thing during the challenge. One thing. This is going to be the big difference of how we're going to do it this time. And this is how it's not going to be the same challenge, because if you want the full course, you buy the course and go into the coaching community. But this is what I realized. I listen to people say it. We all say it. I'm learning so much and I don't know what to do with it. And the more that I'm asking God, the universe, if that's the word you choose to use, follow your heart, listen to the spirit, that everything that I'm given, it has a place. Every piece of information I'm getting is like tying in. The podcasts I listen to, the random books that I'm listening to, the weird manifesto, Amazon impulsive purchase, it all just has a place. So just brain dumping that. And then Evan with my teenager, I said, gosh, what seems so hard just got simple. After kind of like being on the search for him, and I'm listening to this book for me, and then I tie some things together. And I said, now how do I facilitate this process? The book I was told to read for me 10 years ago, now I'm finally reading it. And I'm sorry it took me that long. So I'm just brain dumping, okay? My last thing I brain dumped this morning was I'm worried, scared, and anxious when I stop and face certain things, yet I'm not sure that's real, because if I look deeper at those things, there is no reason to worry or fear. So that was me. Anyway, let's talk about parties. Share what you want to share from that. If you like it, it was literally just a random find, Sunrise Manifesto, guided morning journal on Amazon. And I love it. The other book I got on my impulsive Amazon buy was this Sun Stands Still. And it said, this book is not a snuggie. This is why I like this book. This book is not a snuggie. The words on these pages will not go down like Ambien. It's not writing to calm or coddle you. I intend to incite a riot in your mind, trip your breakers, and turn out the lights in your favorite hiding place of insecurity and fear. And then flip the switch back on so that God's truth can illuminate the divine destiny that may have been lying dormant inside of you for years. Okay, sun stand still. So my prayer, my wish, my dream, all the things has just been clarity, simplicity. Bring back the 3 things I started with. Fun, simple, effective. Fun, simple, effective. So 20 minutes in, let's finally talk quickly about parties. Why do I love parties? Because back in the day, 2006, when I started with my network marketing business, I didn't know any different. They told me to do parties. They told me to do home parties. That's what I did. I didn't question it. Okay. And so I did 2 to 3 parties a week and home. It was a rinse and repeat process. I walked in lots of like fear, walked through fear, stretched myself, got out of my comfort zone, learned a lot of things, and kept getting better. It was a simple process. I didn't question the system. I aligned myself with someone that I believed could get me from where I was to where I wanted to be. And each party got a little bit easier. Yes, there were the horrible parties, and yes, there were the incredible stories, incredible parties, but most of all, there were the stories. There were the stories of the friendships that were made. There were the stories of the parties where the girls are smoking and cursing and could care less about anything I'm sharing. Basically, don't even know that I'm in the room, and I walk away with no sales. There's the parties where the Chihuahua poops in my sea salt scrub, and there's the stories of the best friendships, the biggest growth process ever through online events and in-person events. This is what my story was. So back in the day, pre-social media, I did it all in person. Coming into the online space after leaving for a while, as those of you know, I took over the family home care business. I'm like, okay, I want to do the same thing online. It just is simple. It's not always easy. It's not easy to do something different. It's not easy to show up on video or to walk into a stranger's house. It's not easy to do something new. It's growth, right? It can be uncomfortable, but it's very simple. So remember, simple, fun, effective. This is why I love parties. So write down simple. That's what we're focusing on. Fun, because I like fun, but you don't have to like fun. And effective. It means it works. It gets you to the results that you want, right? So coming back 2019, I decided to do this virtually, as y'all know, through my closet, which the kids are not here today. I am now a single mom, and one of the very, very, very few, there's always a silver lining, but one of the very few things that I have found so far, because it's hard to be a single mom, but I'm like, you know what? I do have a day a week where I wake up with nobody interrupting me. Silver lining. Okay, so today is that day. Actually, yesterday I got 2 days because of Labor Day. But I digress. So coming into the online space, I'm like, I know parties work. Do them from my closet, do it different, figure it out. Just like Sarah Brown. She started fall 2019 saying pre-pandemic, she's figuring it out. It's still her main system. Why? She was having her baby with the biggest sales month ever because of virtual events, right? It's rinse and repeat. It's fun. It's simple. It's effective. Doesn't mean it's always easy. Let's take a drink of water. Cheers. My coffee's gone. Look, it's basically watered down coffee now. It had a little bit left and I added water. So when I started thinking about how have we complicated the simple, because it worked and we had all the ups and downs, but we looked at the graph going trending up, right? We saw high sale, low sale, recruit, no recruit, booking off a booking, no booking off a booking, business partner. Like you saw that there's all this, but it was trending up, like it was working. So why do people pivot from what's working? Or maybe they never subscribe to the theory on the front side. Maybe you've never done this strategy, so I get it. But a lot of you have. And this is why we're doing virtual party challenge the way we're going to do it this next October. What happens is probably something was working and maybe you got bored. That was my story. Maybe something was working and a little bit of life happened and you got distracted, right? That was the story of one of our students on the virtual party coaching call last Thursday. She was like, I was killing it. I knew what I was doing. I had this system. I was nailing it. And then took a few months off, tried to get reconnected, feel like kind of a fish out of water, not sure what to do next. Maybe you had somebody go, boom, parties suck. You shouldn't do that thing. And you're like, oh God, yeah, you're right. I've done that. Okay. So parties, online events, challenges, if you think about it truly, selling for now 3 companies, 2 health and wellness companies. My first one was skincare, health and wellness, and nutrition. Skincare, health and wellness, makeup. I'm like, what am I missing? I did it first through in person. Come back in 2019, starting over. No sale, no management level anymore. I had lost all those levels over 5 years. In 3 months, I built to the top 6% in 3 months, doing parties by myself with no team. Like I had to rebuild my team. Went from 0 to 2,500 to 10,000 in sales. So 2,500 in January, 10,000 in February, and 14,000 in April, finishing out the top 6% level of the company within 3 months on virtual events. I rinse and repeat the process, find my new team members. That next March 2020, I'm like, y'all are not doing what I'm doing. Why? There's no clarity. They don't understand what a party is. We have no party system. There's not virtual event training coming down from corporate. It's a lot of in-home training. Pandemic is happening. I'm like 1 week pre-pandemic. I'm like, I'm doing a party for you guys. You invite, watch what I'm doing. I want us to do this as a team. We kick off, we go from 17,000 in sales, which is about what we were averaging, to 37,000 in sales in 2 months. 2 months. We maintain that whole year prior, 14,000, 17,000, 20,000, 10,000, 11,000, 12, all in that range. Implement a simple system that I had been doing, but my team didn't have clarity on. And within 2 months, I take them from 17 to 37. Now they're excited. Now they're buying into the system. Now they know how to do it. We're partnering in it. I'm teaching and training them how to do the system. March 2020, that's when I kick it off. May 2020, that's when it's all coming together. People are asking what's happening because now pandemic is here. And I start teaching other network marketers, right? By July 27th, 2020, I launched the first virtual party challenge, teaching you guys how to do all this. Okay. By April 2021, I've got a full program. I start a new company, and Carla and I were talking, and I'm sorry this is a long live video. I had too much mushroom coffee. By April 2021, I start a new company alongside my coaching business, alongside my health and wellness business, and I cannot use my social media, anything, to promote it. I can't be like, oh, I've got this influence. No, I had to do it in the background because I already had another company, because I had a coaching business, and I stated, I want to do this jewelry thing, but I've got to prioritize my coaching and my health and wellness business. So I'm just going to run parties in the background. I'm going to keep it simple, just like anybody would that doesn't have any influence, anything, just like I had to in January 2019 when I had 300 Facebook friends or 300 Instagram followers and 2 Instagram posts and never had done a live video for any purpose other than videotaping my children playing soccer. Okay. This is why I love parties. And I told Carla, why are we getting away from the simple system? So April 2021, I launched my jewelry business, and guess how I do it? One social post that's nothing about like, I started a business, come follow me. No, I was not going to take that angle because like I said, I had another company and I had my coaching business, and I was like, I'm going to stay focused there, but I want to tell people about the fun little thing I like. So I do just a this or that post, like a curiosity post, like a hostess would, right? People engage. I'm like, oh, I'm doing a spring, style show, whatever. Can I invite you? I.e. a party in a Facebook group. They're like, yes, you can. 23 people come. 23 people come. This is how I teach parties. They come, they say yes. I invite them. And what do I do next? Fill in the gaps if you guys know the answer. Drive traffic to the live. I'm like, I'm doing a live event. You need to come check it out. And I didn't even do the live event. My upline did. 7 parties booked off of that. 7 parties booked off of that. And then I ran that business in the background through virtual events. It was simple. It was doable. It was fun. It was fun, simple, and effective. And I was able to rinse and repeat it. I was able to kind of time block where I'm going to do those parties. It made sense. I was leveraging a shared party group because I had my upline in my class. She knew how to do the parties that were shared, so that helped. I was doing 2 personal parties max per month, and then I grew a team. 27% of my hostesses turned into business partners. I tracked for 4.5 months. All this data, this whole system is in the party course, okay? Then I start with this new company. After making some shifts because of some changes in policy with my old company, I start with a new health and wellness company, meeting the CEO. Okay, listen to this. If y'all are still here, say hey. Meeting the CEO because she came in to the virtual party challenge. Why? She wanted to figure out how to bring a party strategy to her company that was 10 months old at that time. The CEO of a company comes into my class and is like, I know you might think this is weird. I saw your ad. I want to learn this strategy. I'm sending my field director in. They come in, they implement my party system in at their corporate level. 8 months later, 9 months later, I'm like, okay, not sure where my next home is. I think I want to check this company out. I end up joining as a rep. Why am I telling you all this? Because parties are people I don't know, they overlook them. They act like they're just your mama's old Tupperware party. Like they act like nobody cares and nobody wants to come. And maybe it's how you're doing it. Because the feedback I got on my parties is like, wow, this is actually one of the few that I'd actually invite people to. This is something I actually enjoyed. This was my positive distraction. You guys may not understand why I keep showing up every week after week after week, but you are my positive distraction. This is not a sales event just to sell a product, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. This is a relationship building, community building, fun, simple, and effective way to grow your business. And it may not be instant sales. In prepping for my virtual party training I'm doing for corporate next Sunday, I was telling Ashley, I only convert 1 out of 5 customers or 1 out of 5 guests. I'm like, you know that, right? Out of every 5 guests, I only convert 1 sale. That's a 20% close rate on the guests that come. Now, from the people who were invited, how many actually come? About a third of them, half of them. So now we're doing law of averages. Do things in F, a ratio will appear. I'm like, so why do parties work? Because it's not just the wham, bam, thank you, ma'am sale. It's the opportunity to create a relationship. It's the opportunity to do what we're doing here today, to engage, to interact, to show what you have, to be there in the journey. And so what we're going to teach you guys inside a virtual party challenge is not the whole system. The whole system exists. If you go to pcatu.com/store, you could buy the whole course. You could get 8 weeks of coaching. When you come into Impact Makers, you can go through not just the party system, but how to scale. All the additional steps, all the phases, all the stages, and the teachers, community, accountability to grow with you over the next year. Not just to do a little party, but to keep improving, to have your brand strategy, to have your system, to recruit, to sponsor, to duplicate, build your onboarding, and really scale a sustainable business. Okay, all of that exists. October 11th, I will end with this. Mark your calendar. We're doing virtual party challenge with one focus. And I got to read my board. Hold on. To fill your calendar, we are going to focus on pillar number 1. I'm looking to see if we have any more exciting words. Okay, so we're going to be focusing on filling your calendar, not all the rest of the pillars. Okay, so inside the virtual party system, you've got to fill your calendar. That's pillar 1, bookings. Pillar 2 is hostess coaching. Pillar 3 is connecting, the pre-party, connecting with guests before the actual party. Pillar 4 is the live event. I still teach live events. And pillar 5 is the after party. We are not doing it that way anymore. We're only doing pillar 1. You are going to fill your calendar. You're going to get out whatever kind of calendar you want to track on, and you are going to commit to dates. And you will not leave the challenge without excitement and a full calendar, because we're going to go over themes. We're going to go over how to set yourself apart, how to get yourself excited and attractive to others, and fill your calendar with dates. That's going to be the focus of the virtual party challenge. We are doing it mid-October, so you can expect some fun holiday edition stuff. The virtual party challenge registration page is not done yet. So go ahead and mark on your calendar October 11th through the 14th. Just mark it down. Plan for a costume party. Plan for simplicity and focus. And there is not one person, not one, who doesn't need to come to this. Because I don't care if you're a team of 1 or a team of 1,000. And if you're a team of 1,000, you better get those 1,000 there. Because if we can walk out with just 10 people booking 150 events at a hot potato booking challenge in my Impact Maker program, can you imagine what we can do in a 3-day challenge together with our focus doing bookings, we could put thousands and thousands and thousands of events on your calendar during this challenge. We're going to do it together. It's going to be fun. I'll do the front side of training on how to set yourself apart. Create your brand, come up with your theme, come up with your party name, come up with the social posts that attract people, and fill your calendar. Okay? Okay. All right. Goodbye. But before I leave, if I forgot anything else, I'll fill in the gaps later. The last day for the recruiting scripts go up to the banner. It's in on both Facebooks. So Facebook page, Facebook group, go up to the banner. Tomorrow is the last day to grab the recruiting scripts. The partnership I did with Michelle Cunningham and 21 other network marketers. That's going to be incredible. You can go through that whole class in September. You can go through it for free. You could do the upgrade. Please, please grab it, because guess what? The challenge ends tomorrow that I'm in, and Marina Simone is still winning for sharing this the most. And I know she has a big audience, but we have big mouths, and we are small, but we are mighty, right? Jesus only had 12 disciples, and now we all know about him. Like, help me spread the good word, people. Grab it at, just go up to the top. It's the bit.ly.com// but it has to be scripts gift with a capital S, capital G. Please use my link for it to count for me to win. Because if I can win the $5,000 by sharing the most, yes, by sharing a free course, I can win $5,000. I get to put it back into things like this for you guys. I get to put it back into swag and into fun and to make it. Y'all want to know how I afford to do things? First, I gave a lot of my time. Then I figured out ways to make more money. Then I figured out ways to be an affiliate with things. Then I figure out ways to have extra streams of income, and I keep putting things back in. Okay. Thank you for hanging out with me. When is the book coming out? My book, actually, I finished the draft. I actually am co-authoring a book. It comes out November 1st. Whoever asked that, the answer is I just put my first draft together. I had to turn it in August 31st. I am one of 19 authors. It's not my own book. I'm co-authoring a Mompreneur Mom Magic book. All right. I'll see y'all later. Okay. Please go grab the scripts gift. Mark on your calendar for October 11th through the 14th. Just keep your eyes peeled for when I drop that page. And just understand, if you're in that virtual party community, if you're inside of Impact Makers and you've gotten away from the fun, you've gotten away from the simplicity, you've gotten away from things that are getting results for whatever reason, bring it back. Bring it back. All right. Happy Labor Day. Bye for now.